Circle Housing had great faith in us, and the Community Fund funded our very first project at Vestry Hall, which was a 45-week healthy eating group where the members ate a healthy meal for free and had a community spirit around the table, which reduced their isolation. They would have been sitting at home all individually.
South London Music and Cultural Group's aims and objectives is to bring the community together and promote the community cohesion.
The Community Fund has helped the group because we quite simply wouldn't be here without it, because we needed that money to get started and really get the ball rolling. And once we did that, once we got the ball rolling, we started to get more and more people into the class. We've been able to keep it going in a self-sustaining way, really.
The funding that we received helped us to achieve the establishment of 2 children's groups on the Hyde Park estate, doing our full range of activities. This year we had 2 weekend camps. One of them was a training camp. We had a 7-day camp in the summer. And then I think about 8 children from that group went to Germany with us for 2 weeks as well. So it's and that's achieved quite a lot, I think, in a very short time.
There's one particular family. She has an issue, or she had an issue with alcohol, and she was spending up to £70 to £100 a week on alcohol. And through this project, we've been able to work with her and get her to understand when she's got no food in the cupboard, the consequences of her spending on alcohol is the consequence of her children not being fed. And she's actually worked very well with a volunteer, and the volunteer has been trained in the Money for Life through the Community Fund to actually dig a little bit deeper and also to challenge the mum to make life-conscious decisions and the right decisions about where her weekly budget is spent. That's resulted in mum actually being alcohol-free.
The Community Fund helped us some years ago. I think it was one of our first applications to it, to enable us to actually get new computers for our IT suites, which they were getting quite old and tired then. We didn't have the funding for it, and the Community Fund was open and accessible. And we're using those computers now, and they underpin a lot of community learning that goes on here.
So Personal Independence is working with young people in the community with social, emotional and educational issues that they sometimes face within their journey in life. And we're trying to provide them with innovative and diverse activities that can really support removing negative labels from young people that are affected by judgment from others, really.
We're very grateful to Circle. They've helped us down through the, sort of funding, about 5 years now since the funding. I mean, they helped us to equip our office, keep fit, the chiropody, the iPad, our love, because it's an ongoing thing. It's getting wider and wider. It's never ending, because we've got the iPads now through, we bought them, so we can do that. So it's all older people who were frightened of IT. Now they know they don't have to be frightened.
Merton Home Tutoring provides English language tuition to people that really can't get to college, and the volunteers give about 6,000 hours a year.
We work with a lot of older people, and we also work with people with mental health and those who are younger, and there's always a challenge to have enough funds to do things and to be creative with the money that you have. And so it's just helped us do that bit more than we would usually have done with the people who actually attend the centre. Because it's all about the community and trying to make a difference where you live so that people can be more independent, they can be less isolated, they can connect with others in the community, and it can really build a good community relationship, and that's what it's helped to do.
Using the money from a fund, we set up 3 different projects. We run art and craft for kids, we develop a little gardener, and we done a playgroup for children, mother and toddlers group. That was the biggest point.
We're still a relatively young user-led organisation, so the majority of our board comprises disabled people.
I work voluntarily, and I work on the board, and I also do lots of talks, and even though I can't read or write, I talk about living independently in a circle housing accommodation and how I get out and about and still help me. So I also have problems sometimes, so I ring because I'm not very good on the internet. So we talk about things, we sort things out, and I think it's a very good organisation.
Now, the older people usually are lonely and they don't have the families around to help them, so they get depressed and their mobility is reduced and they can't look after themselves well, and also the main problem is the language problem and the cultural problems.
And we take them on trips. We go to the beach once a year, and most of them have not seen London at all, even the suburbs and places like that. So they love to go on these trips. It's an outing for them.
We do training. We run a MIDA scheme, Minibus Driver Awareness Scheme, and that's about delivering a level of training to drivers that meets the standard required today about minibuses, the law, and disability, how to actually take somebody on a journey who may have various impairments and to do it skillfully, respectfully.
I have got some students and they are not well. They have cancer, they have removed the breast cancer. They were so depressed. Now they are not depressed. They always come out, they practice with us, they perform, they cook for us, they dress up nicely. Believe me, and I think I got the blessings. And the way I see them, they are enjoying, they are happy. Is $1 million for me.
And one of those examples was working with a resident, actually, a local resident who had a couple of other residents who were interested, but she was the main spearhead. Her name was Mary, and she was really passionate and motivated about getting tea dancing going in the kind of Mitcham area. And she made what was a dream become a reality. And I think that was one of the beauties of working and creating those informal, working with those informal groups, because something they hope to happen, you can in effect work with them to make it truly happen.
Corporate volunteering is probably a big success story that's come about thanks to our ability to trial it, thanks to the fund. So we used to have local businesses come in and do volunteering, but we didn't really push it as a service that we were providing, and now we're able to bring in groups almost on a weekly basis in the summer. They help out around the site, but also they bring in extra income, which has made a huge difference.
We have benefited in 2 different areas from this funding. Memorably, our ability to run the Phipsbridge Fun Day a couple of years back was only possible through Circle Housing funding, because we didn't have enough funds of our own to pull off the project. That drew over 400 residents to what was a lovely day and what was by many residents acclaimed as the nicest public event that the area has benefited from that year.
One of our members has had a book published of their poems. Some of our members have gained employment because of having that opportunity to speak in front of people has given them a bit of prowess when they've gone to interviews to be able to speak in front of people and get jobs.
A boy called Michael, who is a student and a peer mentor now. He was, last year he was aspiring peer mentor and a Shine ambassador, and he caught an eye of a couple of Wimbledon tennis officials when they came to visit our project. As a result of that visit, he was invited to perform a famous coin toss at the Wimbledon Tennis Championships men's final. When you sprinkle a bit of extra stardust to these children with fantastic potential, this is what you get.
Jack and Vera, who's in their 90s, and Vera has got severe dementia. So what happens, Jack brings her in here to us, and then he will go off and do his shopping for a couple of hours, and that gives him respite. So he knows she's safe here with us.
Ultimately, our goal is to change lives, and it's to change lives in a non-judgmental, holistic approach, and we would like to think that we continue to deliver that, and that we're always looking for recommendations from all of our staff members and all of our stakeholders and anyone else involved. So our service users have to be key to us making this sustainable for the future.
It's all about community. It really is.